The story of the legendary Super Saiyan has resonated throughout the Dragon Ball universe for decades upon decades, as the ancient folklore states that the Saiyan of legend is a being of immense, unimaginable power. In Dragon Ball Movie 8, we were introduced to the first conception of Broly, who at the time was the stated Saiyan of legend, as even his father wasn't prepared for his true form. Broly, after exploding with rage, transformed into a monster who grew stronger by the second. Recently, however, we were given a completely revamped version of Broly that did away with the old one entirely and sort of retconned his whole character with a new backstory and everything. This new Broly was also exiled from planet Vegeta, much less brutally than his former story, as King Vegeta wanted him far away on a planet where he can grow to be a monster by himself. While Broly did contain absolute power, he wasn't necessarily evil, and the movie even showed signs of he and Goku becoming friends or rivals in the future. But one question that some may have is, what if these two very different versions met and how that encounter may turn out? The Saiyan of legend that's been spoken about in folklore throughout the history of the race, versus an unknown exiled Saiyan with power that rivals even the gods. And thanks to one of my favorite writers / authors ever, Young Gigi, we get to witness for ourselves a once-in-a-lifetime encounter. This is Dragon Ball vs. Dream Battle, an ongoing fan manga series that has introduced to us many different encounters that fans could only fathom to actually see in the anime, but up until this point, I don't think any other encounter has ever been this intense and this costly. If you guys want to check out this incredible fan manga for yourselves, the link will be down below in the description box as always, so be sure to go show your support to Young Gigi and everyone that helped out on this. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell if you haven't already to never miss an upload, and also consider following me on Twitter for an easier way to keep up with me and all Dragon Ball related content. But without further ado,
I got swords on my back, set my right back. Ninjas with me, niggas throwing stars at these bitches. Eating ramen noodles in the hood with my niggas.
We're taken back to the events of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie as our story begins, which puts us right at the moment when Goku mentions fusion once again to Vegeta, who of course objects to such an idea. That is, until Goku reminds him that his family, including his dear Bulma, is on the line as well, which swiftly changes his attitude. The fusion of these two Saiyans produces the ultimate Gogeta as he leaves Piccolo in order to confront Broly one final time. Just in case anybody forgot, Broly demonstrates us just how terrifying his power truly is as we see him overflow with rage as Gogeta returns to the battlefield and enters his full power transformation. But this is when something really peculiar happens. Across the plane of time and space, something slips through. In another timeline adjacent to this, simultaneously we also witness Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, is beginning to lose control after sensing the power of Kakarot. His father Paragus attempts to calm him down with his words, but the Saiyan is too far gone as a green aura like none other begins to surround his body and his power skyrockets. At that very moment, the power of the Saiyan of legend presents itself to us once again, as intimidating as ever, but the Z Fighters don't back down as we see Goku, Gohan, and Trunks all transform into Super Saiyans to prepare for the battle, but Vegeta is timid before the power his ancestors had only told stories about. Broly does just as we remember, as he tears through the Z Fighters pretty easily, and even Goku is pretty much powerless before the almighty Saiyan. Looking as strong as ever, the legendary Super Saiyan resonates with Ki as he says his energy is overflowing, but in another dimension, Super Broly isn't so lucky. Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is much more than Broly could have ever imagined to handle as a Super Kamehameha stares him in the face. All he can do is brace himself, and then Gogeta releases his attack, but in the nick of time, Chile is able to ask Shenron to return them to planet Vampa. This is where the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie came to a close, as Goku's final remark to his fellow full-blooded Saiyan is that he can call him Kakarot, and then he instant transmissions away, leaving them. A time of peace was seemingly upon them now, as Broly actually looked forward to seeing and fighting Goku again, but the fabric of space was about to be broken. A rift shows itself along with a huge spike in power as Broly tells his friends that they need to take cover immediately because something powerful is coming. Old Broly, who I'll refer to as Z Broly, shows himself and launches a powerful ki wave at Super Broly, who grabs his friends and dodges the attack from the intruder. As Super Broly and the others hover in the sky, not knowing at all what's happening, we can see behind Z Broly that somehow he's torn through space and time and entered this dimension, and he's looking for Kakarot. He charges Super Broly, who's able to block his attack while still being in his base form pretty much, as he tosses his friends out of the way. As the two clash, one thing I think is really important to note is that these two seem pretty evenly matched right now, as we see the two Brolys trade punches. As the match goes on, Z Broly, while suffering a few scrapes, doesn't seem to be showing any signs of slowing down, while Super Broly looks a bit different now. All of a sudden, his power begins to increase as his eyes change colors. Super Broly takes on his Wrath form. This isn't a good sign at all to Chile, as this could mean that Broly is on the verge of losing all control again and turning into that monster they all saw back on Earth. But even with his power rising exceedingly, her words are able to get through to him, so his transformation is halted for the time being, and when he calms down, he tells her that she needs to get far away from here ASAP. Round 2 begins as the newly powered up Super Broly in his Wrath form charges at the legendary Super Saiyan, whose power is increasing by the second. This round begins to look a lot more in favor of Super Broly, as his Wrath form has put him past even the legendary Super Saiyan, as his speed and power are noticeably superior now. He fires a powerful energy blast at Z Broly that sets off a huge explosion. However, his opponent flies through the smoke seemingly unscathed as the two begin to exchange blows once more, but the result is still the same. Super Broly is still superior to his multiverse counterpart, landing a crazy combo that eventually sends Z Broly reeling towards the ground below. Being completely outclassed by his opponent, Z Broly, who rises from the debris below, writhes in anger, but his rage is a lot of what fuels his power, so all that last engagement managed to accomplish was make him even stronger as he explodes with power. Even Super Broly, who formerly looked so superior, is taken aback by the amount of energy his opponent is letting off, which leads Chile to ask just what's with this guy and why is he so angry? And more importantly, she's noticed that he looks exactly like her Broly. This time, Z Broly goes on the complete offensive, rushing in with a full head of steam towards his target, but now his power exceeds even Super Broly's as we see him taking complete control of the fight now. As Z Broly sends his opponent flying across the wasteland, even the onlookers begin to worry as Z Broly says once again that he can feel his power overflowing more and more as the battle goes on, which is something I was worried about. The interesting thing about this fight between the two Brolys, even more than the situation itself, is the dynamic of how their powers work. Z Broly has the power and traits of the legendary Super Saiyan, causing his energy to keep growing and growing at a steady rate with no known limits, causing him to let off huge scale attacks and bursts, basically meaning the stronger his enemy, the more his energy increases and the stronger he becomes, which can lead to deadly long-term matches. However, on the other hand, Super Broly's potential is very much unknown still, but what we do know is that he was able to hold his own against both Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, and even Gogeta for a while until he too transformed. With both Broly's limits still unknown, at this stage of the battle no one can really accurately predict the outcome, but that doesn't mean that this battle is over, and in the next video, we get to bear witness to just what happens when one of these two Ultimate Saiyans gets pushed too far for the final time. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching until the end. As always, if you made it this far, once again I want to give a huge shout out to Young Gigi for all of his hard work and delivering with every single project he puts out, and this one is no different. So make sure you guys go show your support however you can, and don't forget to go check out the links down below in the description box if you want to read Dragon Ball vs Dream Match for yourself. For anybody that read ahead, please be courteous to the people that haven't and don't spoil in the comments, but down below I want you guys to tell me how you think a battle like this would turn out in your own thoughts. I know a lot of people, and I think I would probably agree that Super Broly is definitely way stronger than Z Broly, but with this power being quote unquote never ending, just how strong can he get? And if that's the case, then it would be possible for him to outpace pretty much everyone, right? Well, I mean, personally, I don't know, guys, but let me know your thoughts down below and we can talk about it. But real quick, don't forget to hit that notification bell down below to never miss an upload again, and also follow me on Twitter for the best way to keep up with me and all Dragon Ball related content. But anyways, Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.